Merle Haggard's life was a tale of contradictions, brimming with both hardship and glory, resilience and vulnerability. Born on April 6, 1937, in Oildale, California, his story began in the dusty heart of the Great Depression. Before we continue the video, we would like to ask you to like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for your understanding. His parents, James and Flossie Haggard, were part of the Dust Bowl migration, seeking hope in California's promised land. They lived in a converted boxcar, a stark reflection of the era's struggles. Yet, this modest beginning set the stage for a life that would go on to shape the very soul of country music. Tragedy struck early for Haggard. At just 9 years old, his father, James, passed away suddenly from a brain hemorrhage. This loss left an indelible mark on young Merle, robbing him of his anchor and thrusting him into a world of uncertainty. His mother, Flossie, worked tirelessly to support the family, but the emotional void left by James's death led Merle to acts of rebellion. He turned to petty theft and truancy, behaviors that would escalate in the years to come. By the time he was a teenager, Merle was deeply entrenched in a life of crime. His mother, unable to manage his behavior, turned him over to the juvenile justice system, a decision that began his long history of incarceration. Despite frequent arrests and escapes, Merle's brushes with the law couldn't extinguish his burgeoning love for music. Merle's passion for music became a lifeline during these turbulent years. He found solace in the songs of Lefty Frizzell, Hank Williams, and the Maddox Brothers and Rose, sneaking into local honky-tonks to absorb the sounds of the era. The melodies resonated with his experiences, planting the seeds for his future as a storyteller. His first major turning point came in 1957, at the age of 20, when he was sentenced to San Quentin State Prison for attempted robbery. The years he spent in prison would shape not only his character but also his career. It was during his incarceration that Merle witnessed a transformative performance by Johnny Cash, whose music and stage presence gave Merle the resolve to turn his life around. He later said, "Johnny's show lit a fire in me. It gave me something to aim for." Upon his release in 1960, Merle was determined to leave his criminal past behind. He poured himself into music, performing in Bakersfield's honky-tonks and earning a reputation as a skilled guitarist and singer. The Bakersfield sound, a raw, electric alternative to Nashville's polished productions, became Merle's calling card. Songs like Mama Tried and Sing Me Back Home reflected his life's hardships, resonating with working-class listeners across the nation. In 1965, Merle signed with Capitol Records, a partnership that would cement his place in country music history. Over the next decade, he released a string of hits, including The Fugitive, Okie from Muskogee, and The Fightin' Side of Me. These songs became anthems, celebrating the grit and resilience of the American spirit while reflecting the complexities of a divided nation. While Merle's career flourished, his personal life remained tumultuous. Over the course of his life, he married 5 times, with each relationship bringing its own set of challenges and heartbreaks. His first marriage to Leona Hobbs in 1956 produced 4 children but was marked by infidelity and violence. The strain of his incarceration further fractured their relationship, leading to their divorce in 1964. His second wife, Bonnie Owens, played a pivotal role in his life and career, helping him navigate the music industry and serving as his backing vocalist. Despite their divorce in 1978, they remained close collaborators and friends until Bonnie's death in 2006. Subsequent marriages to Leona Williams and Debbie Parrett were short-lived and often marked by conflict. It wasn't until his 5th marriage to Teresa and Lane in 1993 that Merle found the stability he had long sought. Teresa became his anchor, supporting him through the later years of his career and life. Behind the scenes, Merle struggled with substance abuse, a battle that nearly derailed his career. He turned to drugs and alcohol as a means of coping with the pressures of fame and the emotional scars of his past. In his autobiography, My House of Memories, he candidly detailed his struggles, expressing regret for the pain his addiction caused his family and friends. Merle's road to recovery was arduous, but it became a testament to his resilience. He eventually overcame his addictions, using his experiences to inspire others and infuse his music with even greater authenticity. One of Merle's most iconic songs, Okie from Muskogee, was both a celebration of small-town values and a critique of the counterculture movement of the 1960s. While it resonated with conservative audiences, Merle later expressed ambivalence about its message, emphasizing that it was more a reflection of his observations than his personal beliefs. This duality highlighted the complexity of his character, a man who defied easy categorization. In his later years, Merle faced numerous health challenges, including pneumonia and heart problems. Despite these obstacles, he remained dedicated to his craft, continuing to perform and record music. His final album, Django and Jimmy, a collaboration with longtime friend Willie Nelson, was a fitting capstone to a career that spanned over 5 decades. On April 6, 2016, Merle passed away on his 79th birthday, leaving behind an unparalleled legacy. Tributes poured in from fans and fellow musicians alike, each celebrating the life of a man who had turned his pain into poetry and his struggles into songs that touched the hearts of millions. Merle Haggard's story is one of redemption, resilience, and raw talent. His music remains a cornerstone of country's rich tapestry, influencing generations of artists and listeners. From his early days in a converted boxcar to his final moments as one of America's most beloved troubadours, Merle's life was a testament to the power of perseverance and the enduring spirit of the human soul. Merle Haggard's enduring appeal lies not just in his music but in his ability to connect with ordinary people. He was a voice for the working class, the downtrodden, and those struggling to find their place in the world. His songs reflected their joys and sorrows, their hopes and frustrations. From the anthemic working man blues to the poignant "If We Make It Through December," Merle captured the essence of the human condition with unflinching honesty. Unlike many artists who shy away from their flaws, Merle embraced his imperfections. He was unapologetically himself, unafraid to admit his mistakes or confront his demons. This authenticity resonated deeply with his fans, who saw in him a reflection of their own struggles and triumphs. For Merle, music was more than just a career, it was a lifeline. It provided him with a sense of purpose and a means of redemption. His ability to transform his pain into art was one of his greatest gifts. Songs like "Branded Man" and "Sing Me Back Home" drew from his experiences as an ex-convict, giving a voice to those who had been marginalized or forgotten. Merle's commitment to his craft was evident in his prolific output. Over the course of his career, he released more than 60 studio albums and scored 38 #1 hits on the country charts. His work earned him countless accolades, including 3 Grammy Awards, 15 Academy of Country Music Awards, and an induction into the Country Music Hall of Fame in 1994. One of Merle's most significant contributions to country music was his role in popularizing the Bakersfield sound, a gritty, electrified alternative to the polished productions coming out of Nashville in the 1960s. Alongside contemporaries like Buck Owens, Merle helped define this subgenre, which emphasized twangy guitars, raw vocals, and a rebellious spirit. The Bakersfield sound was a reflection of its roots in California's Central Valley, a region populated by Dust Bowl migrants like Merle's family. It was music for the working class, unpretentious and unapologetically real. Merle's ability to channel this authenticity into his music cemented his status as one of the genre's most enduring figures. Throughout his career, Merle formed close friendships with fellow musicians, including Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, and Chris Christopherson. These relationships often translated into memorable collaborations, such as the Highwaymen supergroup, which brought together Merle, Willie, Johnny, and Chris for a series of critically acclaimed albums and tours. Merle's bond with Johnny Cash was particularly profound. The two shared a mutual respect and a deep understanding of each other's struggles. Johnny's performance at San Quentin had been a turning point in Merle's life, and the two remained close friends until Cash's death in 2003. In his later years, Merle continued to collaborate with a wide range of artists, from legends like George Jones to younger stars like Jamie Johnson and Casey Musgraves. These collaborations introduced his music to new generations of fans, ensuring that his legacy would endure. Merle's political views were as complex as the man himself. Songs like "The Fightin' Side of Me" and "Okie from Muskogee" were embraced by conservative audiences, who saw them as anthems of traditional American values. Yet Merle himself often expressed ambivalence about these songs, describing them as reflections of the times rather than definitive statements of his beliefs. In later years, Merle became increasingly vocal about his dissatisfaction with the state of the country. He criticized the Iraq War, lamented the loss of American jobs, and expressed concern about the growing divide between rich and poor. Despite these critiques, he remained deeply patriotic, describing himself as someone who loved his country but wasn't afraid to point out its flaws. This duality, fiercely patriotic yet deeply critical, was emblematic of Merle's broader approach to life and music. He refused to be pigeonholed, embracing the contradictions that made him who he was. As he entered his later years, Merle faced a series of health challenges, including heart problems and lung cancer. Despite these setbacks, he continued to perform, often touring with his youngest son, Ben, who had followed in his father's musical footsteps. Merle's resilience in the face of adversity was nothing short of remarkable. Even as his health declined, he maintained an unwavering commitment to his craft. His final performance, held just months before his death, was a testament to his enduring passion for music and his deep connection to his fans. When Merle Haggard passed away on his 79th birthday, the world lost more than a country music legend. It lost a voice that had captured the essence of the American spirit. Merle's songs continue to resonate with listeners, serving as a reminder of the power of storytelling and the resilience of the human spirit. His influence can be heard in the work of countless artists, from Eric Church to Sturgill Simpson, who cite Merle as a major inspiration. His willingness to confront his flaws and embrace his humanity has left a lasting impact on the music world, proving that the most powerful art often comes from the most vulnerable places. Merle Haggard's life was a testament to the power of redemption. He was a man who faced more than his fair share of hardships but refused to let them define him. Through his music, he turned pain into poetry, offering hope and solace to millions. In the end, Merle's legacy is one of truth and grit. He was a man who lived life on his own terms, unafraid to confront its messiness and contradictions. His music continues to inspire, reminding us that even in our darkest moments, there is beauty to be found and stories to be told. Thank you for watching this video to the end. We would like to ask you to like and subscribe to our channel. Also, to stay up to date with all the latest events, click on the bell so you will not miss the next news releases.